How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give him a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage from tonight, which is August 19th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match one, it was Swerving Our Glory, which are Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Private Party, which are Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy for the AEW Tag Team titles. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Swerving Our Glory went over and retained the AEW Tag Team titles cause Swerve Strickland pinned Mark Quinn with the JML driver. Now after the match, both teams of Swerving Our Glory, which are Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, and Private Party, which are Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, showed sportsmanship towards each other. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way, and that was match 1, by the way. Match 2, it was Hook versus Zach Clayton for the FTW title. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Hook went over and retained the FTW title with the Red Rum. Now, before the match, Zach Clayton came out with a microphone and cut a promo talking about how he is the reality and how he has to win the FTW title in a shit-stained state of West Virginia, and talked about how once he wins the FTW title, he was gonna defend it in his home state of New Jersey and everything. And then after Zach Clayton cut his promo, Hook came out before the match started and everything. That was cool. That was before the match, by the way, and that was match 2, by the way. Match 3, it was Buddy Matthews versus Serpentico. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Buddy Matthews went over with the modified pump handle slam. Now, after the match, Miro came out and Buddy Matthews charged at Miro, and Miro ended up beating the shit out of Buddy Matthews and throwing him into the ring, and then as Miro got into the ring, Miro done more damage on Buddy Matthews. Well, Buddy Matthews only got a punch in the face to Miro, but Miro executed the super kick to Buddy Matthews and knocked him out of the ring, and Miro stood tall while the House of Black, which are Buddy Matthews and Julia Hart, were looking on and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way, and that was match 3, by the way. Match 4, it was Athena versus Penelope Ford. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Athena went over with the Swan Dive Cutter. Well, after the match, the baddies, which are Kiera Hogan and Layla Gray, came into the ring and attacked Athena from behind and beat the shit out of her, and the baddies, which are Kiera Hogan and Layla Gray, held Athena down, and as Athena was held down by Kiera Hogan and Layla Gray, Jade Cargill and Stokely Hathaway came out, and Stokely Hathaway had a sledgehammer and gave it to Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill took the sledgehammer and broke Athena's wings and everything, and then Jade Cargill and Stokely Hathaway went down to the ring, and Athena was trying to fight back and beat the shit out of both Kiera Hogan and Layla Gray, which she got a little bit of the best of them, but not much. And then, as that was going on, Jade Cargill came into the ring and attacked Athena with the sledgehammer. And as Athena was attacked with the sledgehammer, the baddies, Athena was laid out, but the baddies, which are Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, and Layla Gray, along with Stokely Hathaway, stood tall and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way, and that was match 4, by the way. And match 5, which was the main event. It was Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, versus the Trustbusters, which are Ari Daivari, Slim J, and Parker Boudreaux, in an AEW Trios titles quarterfinal match. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends went over and advanced in the AEW Trios titles quarterfinal, in the AEW Trios titles tournament, because Orange Cassidy pinned Slim J with an assisted splash from Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy. That was match 5 and the main event, by the way. Now, besides the matches, the Blackpool Combat Club, which are Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, came out to the ring. Well, Claudio Castagnoli had a microphone and cut a promo talking about how it feels great to be the Ring of Honor World Champion and how it feels great to be in the beautiful state of Charleston, West Virginia, and talked about how it was also great to be to have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in attendance, and talked about how he's not comfortable in street clothes and that he'd rather be in his gear and everything. And Claudio Castagnoli ended up issuing an open challenge to anyone and put the Ring of Honor World title on the line. And as Claudio Castagnoli issued the open challenge, Dustin Rhodes came out with a microphone and said, "I will." Now, Claudio, I've been in this business for 34 years, and you and I have a lot in common, because before we got to AEW, neither of us held the world title, but both of us have reached success in AEW, and that would mean a lot to me to be world champion. So, Claudio, I accept your open challenge, and I will give you the best natural Dustin Rhodes you'll ever see, because we have been at each other's throats. We have been up against each other, and we damn near tore the house down when we did. So, Claudio, what do you say? Claudio Castagnoli said, "Dustin, you're right. We do have a lot in common. We both never won the world title before coming to AEW. And it feels damn good to be the Ring of Honor World Champion. But I tell you what, if you promise to bring me the best natural Dustin Rhodes and you are on your A game, you promise me you will be on your A game, I will grant you your wish, and I will put my Ring of Honor World title on the line against you next week." And then Dustin Rhodes said, "Claudio, may the best man win, and I will see you next week." And then so Dustin Rhodes and Claudio Castagnoli shook hands, and then the Blackpool Combat Club, which are Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, left and went backstage while Dustin Rhodes was still in the ring looking on and everything. That was cool. Excuse me. Lexi Nair interviewed Ortiz and Ruby Soho, and well, Lexi Nair brought up about Ortiz and Ruby Soho wanting to get revenge on Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti and everything, and then Ruby Soho was talking about how she was chomping to bits wanting a piece of Ty Conti and everything, and talked about how Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti took something away, like broke her wrist and shaved Ortiz's hair, and then Ruby Soho was talking about how her and Ortiz were going to kick Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti's asses and everything. And then Ortiz was talking about how he didn't care if it was next week, next month, 3 months from now, a year from now. Him and Ruby Soho want to fight Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello and kick their asses and everything. That was cool. Lexi Nair interviewed The Factory, which are QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, Nick Comoroto, Anthony Ogogo, and Cole Carter. Well, Lexi Nair apologized for ruining The Factory's poker game, and Lexi Nair brought up asking asking QT Marshall if he's afraid of Powerhouse Hobbs knowing what he's capable of and everything. And then QT Marshall was talking about how he promised Powerhouse Hobbs that he was going to take out Ricky Starks and everything. And as QT Marshall was trying to finish talking, Powerhouse Hobbs came along, and so The Factory, which are QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, Nick Comoroto, Anthony Ogogo, and Cole Carter, stood up, and Powerhouse Hobbs broke the poker table, and Powerhouse Hobbs was saying, "I thought you said you were going to take out that whiny-ass bitch." QT Marshall said, "Powerhouse, we did say that we were going to take out Ricky Starks. Well, last week on Dynamite did not go as planned. But I promise you, The Factory will take out Ricky Starks for you." And Powerhouse Hobbs said, "Alright," so Powerhouse Hobbs left, and The Factory, which are QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, Nick Comoroto, Anthony Ogogo, and Cole Carter were looking on and everything. That was cool. The Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, cut a promo, and Matt Menard was talking about how Hook has been on a dominant rampage since arriving in AEW and how it rubbed him and Angelo Parker the wrong way and everything. And then Angelo Parker Angelo Parker issued an open challenge to Hook for the FTW title, and Angelo Parker was talking about how the FTW title needs to come to a sports entertainer, not a professional wrestler and everything. And then Matt Menard and Angelo Parker just kept talking shit about Hook and everything. Just cool. Lexi Nair interviewed Billy Gunn. Lexi Nair brought up about Billy Gunn, about the Gunn Club, which are Colton and Austin Gunn, taking out their own flesh and blood, which is their father Billy Gunn and everything. And then Billy Gunn was saying, "Lexi, the ass boys have finally put their big boy pants on. But they put their big boy pants on towards the wrong man. Because now that they put their hands on me, they made me angry. And I owe them both an ass busting. And next week, I'm challenging one of you to a match. And next week, I'm going to bring my friends." And so the Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, came along, and Max Caster was saying, "That's right," and Anthony Bowens was saying, "Everyone loves the Acclaimed." So Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, done the scissor gesture and everything. That was cool. Let me see. Yeah. Lexi Nair interviewed Team DMD, which are Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter. Well, before Lexi Nair could talk, Britt Baker was saying, Now, Lexi, before you start running your mouth, I'm going to tell you right now, since I am not in the AEW Women's title match at All Out, we're leaving. And Lexi Nair was saying, well, Britt, no offense, but you are not in the top 5 rankings to compete to face Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's title. Well, Rebel ended up running Lexi Nair off, and Lexi Nair left, and Rebel took the microphone, and Britt Baker was saying, Sunday, September 4th, 2022, at All Out, Thunder Rosa will be defending the AEW Women's title against Toni Storm. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this shitstorm is going to end because Thunder Rosa, you may have won against Toni Storm and kept the AEW Women's title, but the second time is not going to be the charm because you're going to lose to Toni Storm. And Toni, are you out of your mind? Because after you faced Thunder Rosa at Forbidden Door and lost the AEW and failed to capture the AEW Women's title, you decide to be all buddy-buddy with Thunder Rosa and team with her? Well, I'm going to say this. You're both toxic. And Jamie Hayter said, that's exactly what I was going to say. They're both Thunderstorm are toxic. But Team DMD, we are not toxic. And Britt Baker was saying, so with that being said, we're leaving. But on Wednesday on Dynamite, Wednesday night on Dynamite, we will be there, and we will be in attendance, and I will be having a match, and I will beat whoever steps in my way. Yours truly, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and everything. Just cool. AEW aired highlights of the brawls between CM Punk and Jon Moxley on AEW Dynamite Wednesday night. Just cool. AEW aired a video package of the build-up of the feud between Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. Just cool. And Mark Henry interviewed Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, and the Trustbusters, which are Ari Daivari, Slim J, Parker Boudreaux, and Sonny Kiss. Well, Mark Henry brought up that Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends will be facing off against the Trustbusters in an AEW Trios Titles quarterfinal match, and before Mark Henry could ask a question, Ari Daivari said, Whoa, let me stop you right there, Mark. Tonight, the Trustbusters are going up against Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends in the AEW Trios Titles tournament. Quarterfinals, that is. Now, Orange, last week, Sonny kicked you in your little tangerine. And tonight, the Trustbusters are going to prove why we are the best, and we are going to advance in the AEW Trios Titles tournament and everything. And then Trent Beretta was saying, Ari Daivari, you call yourself the best professional wrestler? Well, you're not, because you're not a wrestler. You're a fraud. Chuck Taylor was saying, well, you all want to kick my friend Orange Cassidy in the dick? Well, 3 years ago, we were here in Charleston, West Virginia, and we were in a trios match, and we came out on top. And tonight, we are going to come out on top, and we are going to win and advance in the AEW Trios Titles tournament and everything. And then Mark Henry was getting ready to say his signature. Then Mark Henry was getting ready to say his signature line, but Orange Cassidy said, Whoa, 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 Mark. That's my line. Mark Henry said, no, Orange, it's not. It's my line. Orange Cassidy said, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Then Mark Henry said his signature line, well, looks like there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event. And everything. That was cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Chris Jericho done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Stephon Smith refereed the match between Swerving Our Glory versus Private Party for the AEW Tag Team titles. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Hook versus Zach Clayton for the FTW title. Rick Knox refereed the match between Buddy Matthews versus Serpentico. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Athena versus Penelope Ford. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends versus the Trustbusters for in the AEW Trios titles, in an AEW Trios titles quarterfinal match. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night, that's been announced so far, it's going to be... Wait a minute, excuse me. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night, that's been announced so far, it's going to be CM Punk versus Jon Moxley for the undisputed AEW title, Billy Gunn versus Colton Gunn, Jay Lethal versus Dax Harwood, the Death Triangle, which are Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta El Cerro Miedo versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open, which are Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, in an AEW Trios titles quarterfinal match, and Britt Baker versus Kylan King. Now, besides the matches that have been announced, Ricky Starks will be appearing live. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night that's been announced so far looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. And the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage Friday night that's been announced so far, it's going to be the Dark Order, which are John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and 10 versus the House of Black, which are Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, in an AEW Trios titles quarterfinal match. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage Friday night looks like that's been announced so far, looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, I will tell you all this. I was at the tapings for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage in my home state of Charleston, West Virginia. And I gotta say, it was awesome seeing it it was awesome as fuck seeing it in person. I really enjoyed it. So, after seeing it in person and not being able to hear after seeing it in person and not being able to hear the commentary, I went back and I decided to watch it on TV tonight. Like I said, it was awesome getting to see it in person in my home state of Charleston, West Virginia. It was fucking awesome from start to finish, I will say that. Now, anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage from tonight, which is August 19th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.